carnival, which is our climax, was huge. It's bananas.
There's a lot of pieces. There's a lot of stuff going on at that carnival.
We have 5 locked-off cameras for this stunt.
I'm used to doing things smaller and being like, okay, what's the sort of low-budget, nifty solution to doing this? But one of the producers told me, like, I don't usually say this, but you should go big.
Fully locked up, everybody. Here we go. Pictures up.
So, yeah, we went kind of big.
Okay, so we're set. All right, and action.
Almost too big, because there's like, okay, maybe scale it back a little bit.
Throw him down. And then I make a really cool landing. That's the shot we're doing now,
Right.
yeah. So you land, and you were like, let's try
Let's try that again. And then I start walking, I look over at Freddie like, huh? And he's like, no. Oh, come on, really?
Yeah, and then he's like, look out.
There's a tremendous amount of action that takes place within that carnival set. So it was really important having a guy like Kyle, with whom we had just worked on Aquaman, to be there to create these amazing action set pieces and to prepare the actors for the action that they were going to do and the stunts that they were going to do.
Hilarious. Yeah, I think the carnival set's been nothing but a challenge.
All right, let's take it up and we're going to shoot one.
Everyone realised we needed something a little bit bigger than the original script intended, and it grew and grew. It literally doubled our wire work.
Guys, I'm a superhero. Come on.
We went from about 48 sort of wire gags throughout the film, and we suddenly developed 60 just at the carnival alone.
Or try that again.
3, 2, 1, roll.
Mark and Zach did the whole aerial battle in a controlled environment on a soundstage.
One thing I learned is that the more spectacular something is on screen, the more boring it probably was to shoot. You know, like people flying, you know, they have to be rigged into these weird contraptions. You have to rehearse and rehearse and rehearse. It pays off in the end.
Oh, dear me.
It's just a challenge to get there.
In order to do mid-air fighting, they've developed this thing called a tuning fork, and it means you can rock backwards and forwards, side to side. You can barrel roll as well.
Mark picks up choreography really quick.
Well done, guys.
I felt like my flipping was really nice. That's right.
Yeah.
Zach's the same. So when you have 2 committed actors like that, it's fantastic.
Let's roll cameras, please. Here we go, guys.
Chan Griffin's my fight choreographer, and his guys, they've really stepped up.
Jen, we can do it just this side, right? Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go.
A lot of our guys have had to wear suits and big foam packs that wardrobe department on this made for us, just to give us a sense of area and space.
And kill the little girl. Yeah, you're trying to fight back and twist your head around, because he's like, ugh.
A big challenge was the sins. On the day, we had stunt guys in these weird suits holding on to them. But whenever sins interact with people, we had to basically make digidoubles of their bodies. Because just to make someone look like they're actually grabbing someone, you have to replace almost everything. I had this idea of Shazam flying towards a sin, but the sin turns to smoke, so he just goes straight through, and then the sin grabs him and throws him. You know, right from the start, I was like, oh yes, that's something that I want to do.
There's a pantomime version of Zach inside the tuning fork rig being puppeteered by the stunt guys, going through all of those motions so that we can capture his physical performance as well as his facial performance. And then we marry that up with a CG creature.
This show was tricky because you had the 7 sins, so you have a lot of different creatures.
We have a 4-armed creature. So basically, it's 2 of my guys, you know, and one fighting behind the other. So it works really well. But it was fun watching him deal with, you know, 2 pool noodles, 2 real hands, you know, one guy at the back, people spinning, and, you know, always leads to a bit of comedy relief.
Hi there.
What's up?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Ready for this?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun, eh?
The kids have been fantastic. We've had them on wires. They've up for anything.
Harness feels comfy?
Nice. We had Darla and Eugene being picked up.
Let's just take him up, give him a little hang test so he can feel his harness. Going up. Yep, that's high enough. How's that feel?
Good.
Feel like the other day?
Yeah.
And they did a fantastic job. They really did. it's exciting. You see their smiles on the faces when they come down.
Yay! I love it.
You know, I have a 7-year-old boy at home, and I know he'd love to do that sort of stuff as well.
Super.
It's the most fun thing in the world that I've done.
Walking from over here and heading over to where Wrath is.
Yeah.
But when you're at this point, you hear Freddy say a thing about he's figuring out that the eye is the power. So you stop, turn to the kids, and say, like, gather the mugs.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's when the sins come out.
Scared? You will be.
When you come to work and you've got sets like this, you don't have to use your imagination. In a film in which, you know, there is a lot of blue screen and CGI, these kind of movies involve a lot of that. It's wonderful to have sets that do the work for you. It's been, you know, amazing.
We rented all the rides, but then all the huts that are blown up are all made by us.
It is pretty incredible how much of a legitimate carnival that they've built in this big open lot. We literally blew up a Ferris wheel, guys.
So
it was
cool.
an actual Ferris wheel,
cool.
and they just dropped it on its side. It was insane.
Part of the end climax of the movie is the Ferris wheel coming down. When we first showed up, everyone said, okay, we're gonna drop a Ferris wheel on this, and don't worry, we'll do it visual effects. And I was like, no, you won't. Because that's the kind of stuff I do these big movies for. We bought a Ferris wheel from an old amusement park. We took all those parts and brought them back here, and we essentially re-engineered 80% of it. It's a Ferris wheel, which seems like something that's in every amusement park, but it's supported from one side. And then it needed to be safe enough to have it operate as fast as a Ferris wheel will go, and then tip to 30 degrees with people in it.
Oh my gosh, those people!
We had to measure out where this thing was gonna fall and then put some marks on the ground so that we knew where the wheel was gonna come to. And the cameras are all getting set to a cone you put on the ground. It's pretty stressful. Trying to get a thing like that that's 60 feet tall, that is hinged on a pivot that actually releases halfway down, and then it starts pivoting from another axis, and whether or not it's gonna bounce a little bit or whether it's just gonna stop where it is. Trying to figure out exactly where that's gonna be, it was pretty fun. We're actually pretty happy with the spot we picked because it landed probably about 3 inches from where we thought it was gonna land in the first place. Even though we did all these big things, you know, destroy a big Ferris wheel, that's gonna be awesome. Yeah. The best part of making the carnival was just those emotional scenes because it's all about the performance. And action.
Shazam!
Think you can do that one more time?
Yeah.
But once your head comes up, you can take a second or so to just to catch your breath and then say Shazam.
Yeah.
Just hope you get it. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Let's do that. Okay?
Something that seems simple, like Sivana pushing Billy's head into the ice water. That was an extremely difficult stunt.
You okay, yeah?
Yep, we're good.
And, you know, Asher did such a great job.
The carnival was millions times bigger than anything I've done before. It's extremely complicated because myself and David, we had frame by frame on huge boards, not one, not two, 10, 15 boards of what we have to follow. So this is the only way to keep track, shot by shot. But light-wise, fantastic, full of colors. Then when the family becomes the Shazam family, you have superheroes flying everywhere, up and down.
Yes! Blue is my favorite color, and I can fly.
The whole film, we've sort of seen him fumble and try to understand what he's capable of and harness that power.
If a superhero can't save his family, he's not much of a hero.
And we get to a point now where he finally understands his powers and he's finally got control of them.
Shazam!
All right, this is it. Mano a mano. Away we go.